You know, the way I feel about it, I get a lot of shit for it. Like, every band we tour, it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? The van's in my name. I do all the maintenance on it. I change the oil. I know my shit, you know. So if someone else was driving and started doing something weird, they might drive right into the fucking graveyard, and I'd be like, this thing's fucked up. We gotta stop, you know. So, Scotty drives a small car. Mullet Chad, I don't even think knows how to drive a small car. Our bass player doesn't have a driver's license, and my brother Chance is good, but he's kind of he's just a little more raw dog. He's like either all gas or all brake, so it just makes me nervous that, you know, there's a bag of bastards, so I kind of just like to handle it, you know what I mean? It doesn't affect anything, you know. I like doing it. That's my contribution to the band is delivering the goods safely, so fuck it, you know.
Now here's one of the questions I always ask the bands when I meet them. There's a ton of bands out today that have maybe spiritual backgrounds to them, positive message bands, you know, whatever you want to call them. We're going to be doing a documentary here soon on kind of like religion and metal and all mixed in together. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think that spirituality has a place in metal? Does God have a place in metal, or should that be kept separate?
Maybe for some bands it does. For us, hell no, it doesn't. We're the type of band that's lyric. Well, Chance, our singer, writes all the lyrics. So, I mean, he could talk about it more along the lines of lyrically what it's about, but we do not take any political or religious stance with what we do. We all have our own beliefs and our own morals and what have you, but we actually make a specific point to separate that from our band, because, you know, we play heavy metal riffs and heavy metal songs that we are into and that give us the chills that we're into and stoked about, and we're not trying to present a certain message. We're kind of an escape from that, you know. There are so many bands and musicians and artists out there like really, really preaching to people that, honestly, we don't give a fuck about that. We want you to come out and drink beers with us and have fun and enjoy yourself for a time, and then go back to the grind and back to the bullshit and how fucked up everything
is. Right, well, because one of the things I found out is that sometimes it's not even the religious bands, it's the straight edge bands are just as bad, man. Like a lifestyle. No matter what it is, if it's a lifestyle, they're out pushing this certain thing, and that's what I'm trying to get across to people. Use your mind. And
I personally won't say anything bad about straight edge bands because they could pound my ass into the fucking pavement. But we might have songs about Satan, but we also have songs about shit that doesn't exist, like vampires, and, you know, just for us, there's no reason to, you know, we don't fucking worship Satan. I couldn't even say what everyone in the band believes in, because who gives a shit? We like to hang out. We like to party. We're fucking good people. We don't steal. We don't fuck around with dumb shit like heroin most of the time.
We try not to do cocaine. Anyway,
to see this, and it's gonna be mine. She's like, "You've done cocaine." I'm like,
no, me neither. But I mean, you know, we were growing up and got into metal, and it's hard to give one answer for the entire band, because our drummer is 21 and our singer Chance, who's Nate's brother, is 34. So there's a huge range of ages. But like when say Nate and Chance and I were growing up in the respective times that we did, and Chance, our singer, would go see DRI or go see Death or go see Overkill, and Nate would go see Overkill, one of their favorite bands, like collectively, like Nate and Chance's brothers. Or like when my brother took me to see Slayer when I was 16. I was a young kid. I loved metal. It was a huge release for me. It was something that I got into and that I identified with. Right. And it wasn't because I identified specifically, like, you know, when Bobby Blitz says this one thing, I really feel that way about the president, when he says something about power surge, I'm not thinking about going out and voting. Or when Slayer, you know, is up there playing Angel of Death, I'm not thinking about how fucked up the United States is, or, you know, whatever. I'm like, they're kind of larger than life. They're playing awesome ass metal. this thing about evil shit, and it's something that aesthetically, like, that we identify with, that's fun and is a release and is part of what we all do as metal guys, that we don't want to kind of entwine really serious religious or political aspects, because fuck that. You know, there's so much of that, and you get hammered with all that shit that come out, you know, like when we play, we hope people come out, drink beers with us, have a great time, and headbang and really get into it, and that's what we want to do. It's fun. Like, we love metal. We're metal fans.
Yeah, see, that's what I like too, man, because you guys, Municipal Waste, Warbringer, kind of like the old thrash movement's coming back. I mean, I'm 38, so, you know, I grew up on it, man. I grew up on Megadeth and Metallica and stuff like that. So you guys, happy to be riding, I guess not riding the wave, but I mean, to be a part of that.
I'm happy, I guess. We're happy and sad about it, because a lot of the bands are doing shit that there's nothing new to it, you know. It's like, let's see if we can't make, you know, Thrash Zone Part 2, or let's see if we can't make Fabulous Disaster or Bonded by Blood Part 2. We love all those albums, but, you know, just because you wear a sleeveless denim jacket and, you know, play this shit doesn't, you know, you gotta make shit new. A thrash revival, I mean, I really enjoy that it's coming back, because I love old thrash, but, you know, it's like Chevy making a brand new, exact same 72 Nova. You know, it's exactly the same as it was. It might run a little better because it's newer. Because
I forgot about that for a minute.
It's so young.
Yeah. They're like, you know,
you need I think that it's a little overplayed. I mean, I like being a part of it because we do love thrash, but I think the 17-year-old kids with Exodus costumes on playing basic thrash and that's it. I think I mean, I'm stoked about it, but I'm also...
It's a double-edged sword, because it's like we're huge thrash fans, but we're also death and black metal fans and stuff too. So there are a lot of younger bands that are playing, you know, this quote-unquote retro thrash, or I mean, is that how you term it? You say retro thrash?
Yeah.
Like playing retro thrash, and we're a very thrash influenced band, but at the same time, it's like there's not a huge variance in what they're doing, and I'm not mentioning any specific bands. I don't care, because it's cool that people are getting back into thrash. Maybe they're going to listen to old Nuclear Assault and Violence records and all that stuff. So it's like it's really good for I don't want to say the scene, but it's really good for metal that people are getting back into thrash and checking out those old bands and stuff because of new bands, like, you know, kind of reviving it. But at the same time, we get a little frustrated, honestly, getting lumped into the retro thrash thing and riding the retro thrash wave, because, you know, we have blast beats, we have a lot of black metal parts, we have, you know, a lot of different influences with our music, and we oftentimes get lumped in squarely with the thrash metal bands, or people that, you know, kind of, as Nate said, put on an Exodus costume and, like, put as many patches as they possibly can on their jacket, and so it's such a double-edged sword that it's really cool for metal, because people are getting into the crossover stuff and like going back and checking out DRI and Violence and Nuclear Assault and records and stuff like that. But also, you know, I not to sound facetious, but like that maybe we add black metal elements and death metal elements, and now we're not exactly in the same category as some of the very, very pure retro thrash like crossover bands.
Well, I think, and I'm not trying to kiss your all's ass, but I think you guys have stand apart from some of those other bands. Now there are, like you said a few minutes ago, there are those bands that you can tell it's a downright copy and things like that. So I think you guys will be around for a while. I think it's gonna happen.
Hell yeah, that's
prophesying right now.
Well, we'll be around for a little while. We'll be around for a little while only because we have at least a few more years left in our livers, and we're gonna play metal and do what we do no matter what. You know, whether or not we get to do cool tours like Soylent Green and Hate Eternal, or we get to do tours with like Dying Fetus and Cephalic Carnage as we've done, or Municipal Waste and Toxic Holocaust, or whatever, like the tours that we've done, those are great. But whether or not things continue, you know, going in the way that we get out to more people and get get to play more places and we get to go to Europe and stuff. Regardless of that, which we're really excited about, we're still going to do what we do, and we still have a few more years left on our liver. So whether or not we are looped in with the thrash revival or whether or not we're differentiated from it, we're still going to be Skeletonwitch and be just as crummy as we are.
One thing we've